Hello everyone, welcome to the OHbaby office for Friday Live. I'm here with Dorothy Waide again. Hi Dorothy.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm well, thanks. Great to have you with us again. We've had quite a week actually. The spring issue of OHbaby magazine has literally just gone to print.
Wow.
Yesterday. So I slept a little bit like a mum with a newborn.
Absolutely.
This week, as in not much sleep at all. But it's done. So we're celebrating with some sparkling water and some Maltesers. We know how to party in the OHbaby office. But we're here this morning to take your questions. If you've got a question for Dorothy Waide, our baby expert, we'd love to hear it. You can comment underneath the video on your live feed there, and we will do our best to answer them. We never have time to answer everyone's questions, I'm afraid. That's just life, isn't it?
It is.
But we do our best to follow up, and also you've got opportunities to connect with Dorothy in other places. This is Dorothy's website, babyhelp.co.nz. Look at that. Something I prepared earlier.
Yes.
You can also ask Dorothy and any of our experts a question at ohbaby.co.nz/askourexperts. If you missed it, here it is, ohbaby.co.nz/askourexperts. And then you can ask any of our experts, including Dorothy, a question on anything parenting related, and we will aim to get back to you as quick as possible. And so we thought, it's Father's Day this Sunday. It's a big day for dads and families. So we thought, let's just chat a little bit about dads. They are the heroes of this piece, but it's tricky for a dad, isn't it, in the early stages of parenthood, especially for breastfeeding mothers, to get the dad involved, to get him, helping her and supporting the family. Have you got some tips there for brand new dads, Dorothy?
Absolutely. I believe dads make a great bed, and we all know that I do believe in bringing the babies towards you and holding for those first 12 weeks. When dad comes home from work, you've been with the baby all day, dad comes in. I tend to do a sort of a number thing with mums and dads. So dad walks in, mum says, "Hi, how was your day?" Dad goes, 10. Dad goes, "How was your day?" You go, 1. Dad looks, go, "Okay, let me have the baby." You go and have 5 minutes to yourself. And then you deal with how you both feel later when the baby's in bed. And it's a good way of acknowledging each other, making sure that each person acknowledges. Dad feels good, especially if he's had a bad day. Mum feels good if she's had a bad day, but you don't have to go into too much what I call verbal diarrhea. That comes later when the kids are in bed. Yeah, that's key. Just supporting each other, but also you've got to get it all done, haven't you?
Absolutely. It's a mad season. It's a hard season of adjustment, and some dads can get the blues as well as mums, can't they?
Oh, absolutely. And there's great networks out there for dads who do feel a bit bluey. And so just Google. If you can't find them, come to my website or Facebook me, and we'll send the dads in the right places. But it is dads, just like the mum. The world has turned upside down, just like the toddlers in the house. And it's a lot of adjustment, and it's about just giving each other consideration and giving the dad something that he can do. So again, dads make great beds. So
in terms of dads making great beds, you mean baby can come and sleep on dad, dad can lie on the couch, dad can sleep, whatever, and that's just a great place for baby to have a rest, and then mum can obviously go off and have a break as well.
It is. And most dads, when they hear a baby cry, they go, "It needs a nappy change. It's hungry." But by supporting your partner and showing them that they're actually wanting to go to sleep and how to put them to sleep in your arms, also will empower the dad to get to know the baby. And it's a great, I don't often use this word, but it's a great bonding time for dad and the baby.
Absolutely.
Doing something useful. We tend to, with the dads, tend them on sort of like, go fetch, go get this, go do this. And the dads eventually, they'll do it for a week or so, and then they go, "Hang on, I'm more than a fetcher." So it's important to keep the balance right and not to criticise when they do things. Dads are not going to change,
Dorothy.
Dads aren't going to change the nappies like you and I do. They're not going to burp the babies, but they do their best. And they need to find their way as a parent, just like you do as a woman.
That's great advice. And obviously there are plenty of women out there doing it on their own this Father's Day, so to them we salute you. Go buy yourself a big block of chocolate and eat it all yourself, because
absolutely
that is a tough journey. But we've got plenty of questions coming in actually, so we will let's have a chat about this is a question from Whitney. "My 16-week-old sleeps well at night, but I struggle with day naps. Some days we refuse sleeps and others he will nap all day. What can I do to even out this?"
Okay, it is normal, and there's the few things that I look at. Why is my baby sleeping better at night? the room is pitch black.
Right.
So then we have to address the light sensitivity.
Yeah.
At 16 weeks, ideally your baby is having wake cycles during the day of approximately 2 hours. The gastric emptying of a breastfed baby after 120 minutes is 16 to 18%.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you're trying to put the babies to bed, they're actually hungry. So I tend to feed, and then I do a step, and then I put them into sleeping mode. So I call it FSS, feed, step, which is swaddle or sleeping bag, then sleep. So a lot of people are going to go, oh, feeding to sleep. We've got this big stigma about feeding to sleep. So have a look at those things. Have a look at, make sure that you're topping yourself up. Bottle fed babies as well, we've got to mention them. They have a gastric emptying as well. So it's just good to check in with those things. Look
and what
at
you
the
mean by
darkness.
gastric emptying, they're hungry.
Yes.
In layman's terms, they've used up all their
food that you feed them 2 hours ago.
Yeah. And they might need a top up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the darkness of the room, people say, I've got blackout blinds. Sadly, we do not have blackout blinds or curtains in New Zealand.
Yeah.
We have partial or 90%. So go into your baby's bedroom, close up all the curtains, sit. It takes my eyes about 15 minutes to adjust.
Yeah.
So once about 15 minutes and I've adjusted to the darkness of the room, flutter your eyelids like this. And if there's any light coming in, it's not dark enough for the baby. Baby's brain only clicks in to produce melatonin when it's pitch black.
When it's dark, yeah. Okay. And we've got one of Dorothy's video tutorials here on a memory stick. We can give that away today. I thought, let's give it away to a dad. So if there's a dad out there watching, ask us a question and we'll find you and we'll send that to you. Happy Father's Day, won't we?
Absolutely, fantastic.
Here's a question. We've just started verbal reassurance with our 10-month-old. This is from Anna. He wants to be fed in the night, but he shouldn't need it. He is formula fed and eats and drinks heaps in the day. He has a dummy but doesn't pick it up on his own. Is it cruel to get rid of the dummy at the same time? He sleeps at 9 a.m. and 1 p.m.
Absolutely it is. If I came into your home and took away your iPhone and your computer or your TV, that's cruel, isn't it? Or your morning cup of coffee.
Or burglary.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Really, really cruel. Or not cruel, so that's the wrong word, but it is hard.
It's hard. Yeah.
So basically, night waking, you need to look at the daytime routine.
Yeah.
At 10 months, ideally, he's having wake cycles of around 3 hours, if not slightly longer. 2 naps a day of a minimum of 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
You then need to address what is happening in the daytime routine.
Yeah.
So if you've got a night waker, the first thing I look at with babies on solids is how are you feeding them? Are you feeding them all their wake cycles? So at 10 months he'd wake, he'd get his cereal and he'd get his milk together. He would play. His morning tea would be a milk feed down for a nap.
Yeah.
I take all fruit, which is sugar, yogurts and cheese and any processed sugars out of their diet after lunchtime.
Yeah.
At 10 months, I wouldn't be doing snacks because I don't think snacks are healthy choices.
Yeah.
I would still be giving them their milk. It's got all the nutrients and fats and minerals in it, and they don't need a snack as a snack. It's not a meal.
Right. Yeah. So so Anna, who's using verbal reassurance to help her baby get back to sleep. So that means not feeding baby overnight. Because that is, it's just reassuring verbally.
Well, think about it. If you are trying to go back to sleep, or you're trying to go back to sleep, or going to sleep, I should say, somebody comes in, your partner comes in, starts verbal reassuring you, like, where's the sugar, where's that? Well, how do you feel?
Yeah.
Presence is powerful. I believe in presence. And I won't change the night situation unless I look at the daytime routine. So if he's having cat naps during the day, I would be showing him how to resettle during the day, because then that works over into the night time for him to resettle.
So so with the verbal reassurance, maybe you're suggesting actually less of the verbal reassurance, more of just presence, more of just physical presence to provide a whole heap of reassurance, which we don't really factor in, do we?
No. Touch is powerful.
Yeah.
Again, you mentioned a dummy. Now, are you giving him the dummy to go to sleep? So how he goes to sleep is normally how they will resettle.
Right.
So so if he's not going to, if you are what I call plugging, using the dummy as a prop, so he gets the dummy as soon as he goes to bed, then that's how he's going to be resettling.
Yeah.
Try, it's important he talks to you.
Yeah.
Talking is crying, grizzling, whinging. It's not screaming, but it's their way of telling you what they're doing. It's healthy for a baby, and I know I'm going to get hit by the left wingers as normal, but it is healthy for a baby to make a noise when they're going to bed.
Yeah.
But it's what and where you are when they're making that noise.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's important they talk to us.
Yeah. Here's a question. It's quite a long one, and but I'll read it. It's quite involved, from Camilla. Hi, Dorothy. I have a 5-week-old boy who is 4 weeks prem. he won't sleep in his bassinet or settle at night unless he's laying on my chest. So we've said that's okay.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
That's where he belongs.
We spent the first 10 days in hospital when he was under UV lights, and since coming home we've tried to swaddle him, but he hates it, so we haven't. We've been putting him in to Love to Dreams with Sacks. During the day he settles better, but only sleeps 30 to 45 minutes and then wants to eat. At night he won't sleep in his bassinet, and if he does, he wakes and won't settle back down. I'll pick him up and he'll sleep on my chest. Any help or suggestions?
Absolutely. This is sort of what I love best.
Yeah.
Have a look at my book. It's in some of the libraries. You can purchase it either online through Dimples. There's lots of retailers that you can purchase through. You simply can't spoil a newborn.
You simply can't spoil a newborn.
You simply can't spoil a newborn.
Yeah.
And
so
it will
guide
you. Yep, it will guide you through. Now the secret to holding a baby, and I've done not just one baby, not one country. I've held a lot of babies for the first 12 weeks. Some are easy to get into their cots, others are harder.
Yeah.
But the secret is when it's ready, you put him in his cot, he cries, you respond, you pick him up, you engulf, and you sit. Your body becomes a mattress.
Yeah.
Don't do anything in arms you can't replicate in a cot.
Yeah.
Let him have a cry. Cries, grizzle, whinge, whine, whatever you want to call it, for a minute, maybe 2 minutes. And then you start your movement on his body.
Yeah.
Mattress, body, keep still, movement on the body.
On baby,
he keeps crying. You stop, and you stop and start.
Yeah.
You don't extend the crying time to what he did the first time. And around the 15-20 minute mark, it takes 20 minutes for a baby to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Ideally, he's a younger baby, that will take less, but that's a guideline for you. And then you just cup him to sleep. Then as he grows, you will encourage him more in arms to actually fall asleep without you cupping him to sleep.
Yeah.
But that grows, and that's what my book will talk you through.
Yeah.
But the crucial thing is if you bring him into your arms, allow him to talk to you for a minute or two.
Yeah.
Then start. He's a prim baby.
Yeah.
He was under the light. He needs your presence. He needs your touch.
Sure.
And you need time to get to know your baby as well.
Yeah.
And we're so busy in life that it's time to slow down. The best thing I can give to mums for babies under 6 weeks is to slow down.
Yeah.
We're not in a rush. Life will still be waiting for you.
So I guess for Camilla, top advice is just don't worry. It is okay if baby only sleeps on you for a while. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's where they belong.
They're going to get there, and even don't worry about the swaddle. If some babies like swaddling, some don't.
You'll find that I've done babies under lights and things like that.
Yeah.
If you use a swaddle like my Snow Angel swaddle, which again you can get on my videos.
You can watch how you use.
It's a nice
swaddle.
It swaddles him and gives him a little bit of security, but it's not going to because he probably likes to sleep with his arms up like this.
Yeah.
And that's what the Snow Angel swaddle does. And it's just a large muslin, and it's quite easy to do.
Yeah, so all you need for that is a large piece of muslin, and then watch your video on.
Absolutely.
I think it's on our website as well, on OHbaby.
Absolutely. Yep.
Watch Dorothy do the angel swaddle.
Absolutely.
What an angel. Here we go. My baby is 16 months and no longer sleeping through the night. Oh, regression. That is just so annoying, isn't it? Sleeps for an hour when put down, but then wakes up and won't self-soothe again, just screams.
Okay, he's probably teething, but nighttime behaviour, let's look at the daytime behaviour.
Yeah.
What are we doing in the daytime? What is he eating after lunch to dinner time?
Yeah.
And that's crucial. 2014, I had 6 families ranging, let's say, from 6 months to about 18 months, and they were all night wakers. And it was the first time I'd sort of got a big group of a range at the same time. And I looked at all their diets, and I went, sugar, sugar, sugar. There was far too much fruit in their diet.
Yeah.
Got rid of it, took out yogurts, took out hard cheese. That was about all we had to do, and the mothers had sleeping babies.
Yeah.
And they were in all different parts of New Zealand and overseas as well. They weren't just, in Auckland base. They were around New Zealand, and I think there was one overseas as well.
Yeah, so Dorothy you do remind us that a lot, that what we're feeding babies does affect their sleep. Cutting back the sugar, cutting back cheese, and...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's two nutrients that babies need: sleep and food. If they sleep well, they'll feed well. If they feed well, they sleep well. You can't address the sleep issue if you don't look at the food issue. Yeah.
Okay. I've got lots of questions coming in. It's tricky for me to get to them all. If it looks like I'm ignoring Dorothy, I'm not. I'm just scrolling through looking for questions. Okay, here we go. The early morning wakers. My 2-year-old wakes up at 6 a.m. no matter what time I put her to sleep, and is tired by 11 but won't take a nap. Is there anything I can do?
Yes.
At least it's not 5 a.m.
Yeah, at least, and not 4 a.m. either.
Or 4 a.m. Yeah.
So basically, it's about shown her how to resettle. Quite often with those ones, if they won't resettle, I'll either bring them in bed with me, cuddle up with them. I just love that morning cuddle, and we just go back to sleep. Otherwise, if that doesn't work because she's kicking and pinching and doing all the things and wanting to play, then I take a pillow and I go and lie on their floor and I go back to sleep. But
sleep on the floor. That sounds
I've done many a sleep on a floor with babies.
So what's the deal there? Baby just thinks, oh, mum's in my room, maybe I should go back to my room.
Absolutely. You know, and it's nice, and you're keeping it quiet.
Yeah.
And what you're trying to do is either to show them or encourage them to play in their cot. And quite often that age group will play, and then they'll doze off for 5-10 minutes. They'll wake up, they'll have a look around, and go back. But again, principle, look at the windows. Make sure there's no light sneaking in around the corners. There is a subtle light change at some stage of those early morning times.
Okay, a question from Emily. My 7-month-old gets really worked up and upset when she realises it's time to go to bed after bath, feed and cuddle. So you've got your bedtime routine, which baby acknowledges. They're like, oh, panic, it's bedtime. She will only fall asleep and calm down if we hug her by leaning over the cot. Then we'll get a fright and wake up half an hour later because we're not there anymore. How do we break that habit?
Okay, again, daytime routine. A lot of people encourage mothers to have a very long wake cycle at the end of the day. To me, it sounds like she's
wear baby out.
Yeah, and it sounds like she's overtired.
Yeah.
And overtired can cause these issues. Probably maybe too long in the bathtub. So she was 7 months, the baby wasn't she? Yeah. Okay, wake cycles around 3 hours, 2 naps a day.
Yeah.
So that evening routine isn't a 4 or 5 hour wake cycle.
Yeah.
It's a 3 hour. Again, look at what she's having for dinner. And also, it's really good to have that, you know, if she needs a cuddle, give her a cuddle. But then you can either step back so that you're not cuddling her to sleep. Yeah. Or you can actually slowly leave, you know, the room. So do it and take little baby steps. Yeah. If the daytime routine's right, the wake cycles are consistent, you're not giving any sugar or yogurt or cheese or processed sugars in the afternoon, then just give her the cuddle. Yeah. She needs it. Yeah. She needs that reassurance. But then slowly step back. Yeah. And then see if that works.
And you could do just the presence and the physical touch, hand through the cot, just touching.
Absolutely.
And just slowly.
Yeah. Now, help? You know, absolutely. For the older ones that are standing,
gleaning Dorothy's advice. Yeah.
The older ones that are standing up, I do what I call a cot cuddle, and I just cuddle them until they calm down. The battle of laying them down, stand up, laying them down. It just goes on. Cot cuddle till they calm down. You might be there for 20 minutes. Who cares? And then you lie them down and try and get them to go to sleep that way.
And you don't need to engage with baby. You can just be verbal, just
presence,
cuddling.
Yep, presence is powerful. Touch it. I've got a favourite saying: takes time,
acceptance, consistency, and touch.
Yeah, and consistency is 80%, not 100%.
That's right. We're not perfect.
No,
there's 20% grace. It's good. See, I've been listening, Dorothy.
I was about to say that. I thought that was a bit cheeky.
It's pity my kids have passed the baby years.
Otherwise, you'll have grandchildren.
I'd have been awesome, wouldn't I, if I'd been listening? Oh, okay. Questions from Nicola for Dorothy about a baby who's 10 weeks old. How long do you suggest trying to resettle when the baby wakes around the 45 mark? You know, that 45-minute sleep intruder, quite common. Sometimes we're resettling until she's been down for 1.5 hours, and then get her up because she won't resettle anyway. And also, when she hasn't resettled at all, when do you start the clock on their wake-up time?
Okay, 10 weeks I wouldn't be resettling for a full 45 minutes. So she wakes up after 45 minutes, I would try and resettle. If she's in the cot, then I would get in it. The goal is to get in before she wakes.
Really gets wound
so she's waking up at 45 minutes, get in at 35 minutes. Okay, touch. You'll feel a change in her body. Start cupping and movement on her body. If she wakes up too much, pick her up and golf her and do it in your hands. If she doesn't go back to sleep, then you start the next wake cycle. Okay, if she's sort of dozing in and out, we'll keep working at it. If she's in your arms, if you're still arm settling, then you can feel the subtle changes in her body as long as both hands are on her. Okay, we're trying to do too much parenting. We're doing computer work while we're holding babies. Babies need our presence, so you need 2 hands on. You can watch TV, no problems, but you need both hands on the baby to feel them. And then you just start cupping before they wake. As she grows, you'll slowly step back. But at the moment, the easiest way to do that is to get in before she wakes, if she's in the cot, touch, and then start cupping. Doesn't work, pick up and golf, and do it that way. And the wake cycle starts from the time you say it's time to get out of bed. And at 10 weeks, she might, as long as she's not reflux or colicky, you might find that, especially if she's a breastfed baby, that she might need, closer feeds sometimes of the day. So she doesn't resettle, you start the next weight cycle, which starts with a feed.
Yeah. And if you are hearing some of these terms that Dorothy's using and you're not really quite sure what they are, engulfing, cupping, shushing, all explained on our website and on Dorothy's website, but we'll put some links up this afternoon to key articles where Dorothy explains, where you explain shushing, cupping, patting. That's your terminology.
Yes, it is.
For brilliant techniques that help you settle and resettle baby, but you might just want to go and read up on them, so you get the gist of it. Hey, can we say hello to Adam? A dad has asked a question.
Oh, awesome. Hi, Adam.
This is for you, Adam. We will send that to you. Dorothy's tutorials on a USB. He's asked the question on behalf of his partner. We did actually answer it. The question about the prem baby and sleeping on.
Absolutely.
So,
and Dad,
good luck, Adam and partner. You guys are doing a great job.
Yep. And Dad, don't forget, you make an awesome bed.
Yeah.
And your baby can sleep on you, and just enjoy it, because everybody's too afraid to hold their babies and let them sleep on it. It passes. It's what you do in arms that's a difficulty. I had a client recently who said, "Oh, my attached babies because of what you told me to do," and I talked her through.
Yeah.
A, she wasn't putting the baby in the cot to begin with.
Yeah.
B, she was holding the baby and starting to cut straight away.
Yeah.
Let them talk to you and then help them.
Yeah.
So it's about being and doing and doing and being.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Question from Wendy. What is the best nap times for a 6-month-old? I keep an eye out for tired signs, and I'm wondering if I can give her set times now for naps. 10 a.m. nap, 2 a.m.
Yep.
2 p.m. nap.
Yep. Only if she wakes up at a set time in the morning. It's the wake up time in the morning that sets the routine for the day, not the evening routine. It's the time they wake up in the morning. Is when. So let's just say today she wakes up at 6 o'clock. Yeah. The nap at 9 a.m. She wakes up tomorrow at 7 a.m. Nap time at 10 a.m.
So 3 hours after wake up time.
Yeah. Ideally 3 hours, but if you've only got, like a lot of people are still on, because it's recommended out there, 2-hour wake cycles for 6-month-old babies, then you have to do it to that cycle as well. But ideally, and if she is on 2-hour wake cycles, you want to push her up, push out in 50-minute increments. So push everything out by 15 minutes, hold for 10 days, stop, think and act. The act may be to push out another 15. The act may be to hold for another 10. If you're holding for another 10, then push out at the end of that 10 by 15 minutes. Yeah. A 6-month-old baby, it's so much easier to manage life if they're doing either 2 3/4 hours or 3-hour wake cycles and 2 naps a day.
Because you can actually get out and do something and then get home before nap time.
Yep.
It's the golden days.
Or you can go for a walk in the morning nap.
Yes,
and
have
go
a walk
for a great walk.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, summer's coming.
Oh, yes. Here's spring. The sun is out today.
Yep.
We're excited. Now, I was going to say something about that, but I think I've forgotten. Oh, yes, nap maps. On your website, aren't they? Your nap maps on babyhelp.co.nz. Dorothy has nap maps where you detail out a generalised summary of what times a baby should be napping. Is that
how many naps
naps a day
at a certain age.
Yeah, okay. Yep. So that could be worth a look.
Yeah, and it shows you it going right down to 1 nap a day.
Okay.
But no clock face times. Right. Because every baby is different.
Every baby's different.
And it's the wake cycle that starts the day off, not the evening routine.
Are you ideally trying to get baby to wake at the same time each morning, or is that just legalism? Forget about it.
Ideally, but that's 100% consistency. So once I always work 30 minutes, and then we're talking about the bigger babies, not the newborn babies. Yeah. Okay. So ideally, if I want my baby to start the day at 7 o'clock, so if they wake up at 6:30, I go, great. If they're still sleeping at 7:30, I wake them. But this is for the older babies, so not the newbornies. Yeah.
More questions. Everyone talking about sleep today. Sleep is
the
universal issue for parenting, isn't it? It's awesome though. And we're really hoping we can help you guys out. Samantha asks, I can't get my 5-month-old to sleep anywhere but on me during the day. So we've talked about baby can sleep on you, you make a good bed, dad makes a great bed, but for how long? So Samantha's 5-month-old will only sleep on her. She can't put him in the cot. He'll wake up.
Okay, then we have to look at the daytime routine.
This is in the day. Night times are good, she says.
Okay, so look at your daytime routine. How long are the wake cycles? How dark is the room? What is your baby eating? Ideally, the baby's starting solids. And solids isn't fruit. Solids is proper food. Fruit is sugar. It's all about the daytime routine. It's about starting to put your baby into the cot. It's about starting to work with your baby in the cot.
Yeah.
You cannot go with a 5-month-old baby from sleeping on you and putting them in the cot and walking out and saying, see you later, mate.
Yeah.
Because that's not fair on you or the baby. What I tend to do is I will go in stages. So I recently had an 8-month-old baby that was breastfed to sleep and co-slept all day and co-slept and breastfed all night long.
Yeah.
The parents did it with me on Skype in one day, and basically we just took mum fed and then dad went to sleep with the baby for both naps.
Right.
And then mum did the baby overnight and she was able to resettle all night.
Yeah.
And so you've got to do little steps. You
Little
can't
steps,
take big mountain steps.
Yeah.
So I'd need to really look at the routine. Need to know what, where the baby's sleeping, why are you holding the baby, are you feeding to sleep?
Yeah.
And give the steps from there.
And that's a service Dorothy provides. That's a service you provide.
Absolutely.
Dorothy right here.
Yeah, Dorothy.
Where you can, people can come to you and get specific advice for their routine, for the issues that they're facing. And you can write programs and offer advice and come up with
absolutely
personalised support.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my support is nurturing. Yeah. Realistic. So basically, I've taken the good from the left, the good from the right, put it in a hat and go down the centre. And if we can do a lot more centre parenting rather than the extreme sides, we'd be a lot happier.
Sure. Sounds good. We're running out of time. We'll take one more question before we sign off today, but we will be back. And Dorothy is more than happy to come back and chat with us.
I love
Friday Live. Dorothy loves coming. I supply Maltesers.
Yeah, which I'm trying not to eat.
Water. And Dorothy says she didn't want the Maltesers, so next time it'll be grapes. But anyway, here's Lucy. She just says, my 2.5-week-old is feeding 2 to 2.25 hourly at night. Is this normal? I don't mind feeding him. Just want to know, is that normal?
Okay, a newborn baby.
Quite hungry,
a newborn baby at this age can feed anywhere from 90 minutes to 4 hourly during the day. Yeah. And they can again feed anywhere from 90 minutes overnight to as long as they like, as long as there's no medical condition. Sure. And they're perfectly fine in weaning and pooing. We need to look at you. Are you taking a multivitamin? Are you taking omega-3s? Yeah. Probiotics? Yeah. Are you eating good carbs and protein? Yeah. Protein snacks? Yeah. Protein shakes? Yeah. So sometimes it's about, what we've got to remember is what goes in our mouth comes out the boobs. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people say to me, oh, but I eat healthily. Yeah. But look, the only time I ate food that hadn't been either overcooked or reheated 3 times was when I was in the home, and I'm being really realistic here, that they had a chef in. Yeah. And they could be just, waiting for you to say, yep, go. Yeah. And then the food would be presented. Yeah. So think about looking after yourself. Yeah. Are you burning up your energy too much? Like, are you trying to be super mum or superwoman? So slow down a little bit. Slow down. Yeah. Here's some advice from me, for what it's worth. When my babies were little and waking more for more food, I'd have 2 dinners. Yes. I'd have dinner at 5 with the toddler and then have a second dinner. Yep. It's a time in your life when you can embrace multiple dinners, I think. Oh, absolutely. Because I just needed to get more, I just could intuitively know that I needed to get more carbs and protein, as you said, on board. So I'd have, cheese sandwiches and lots of extra things, and that seemed to help my milk. And also, it's anecdotal. That's not expert, but it might help. But very important advice. And always have snacks on board for overnight feeding. My motto is when your baby snacks by the bed. That's a good idea. Isn't it awesome? Yeah. When you're feeding your baby, you're meant to be snacking. Now I can remember somebody making a comment of how can we cook a meal when we're cooking. It's not about cooking a meal. It's about a quick
getting
snack.
Something on board.
A snack. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And when your baby's sleeping, you're meant to be resting. Now, resting to some women is hanging out the washing, doing a little walk on the treadmill. Yeah. It's not necessarily putting your feet up. And this is another tip that I heard once, or maybe I made it up, I don't know. But if your partner's going out to work, leaving you at home breastfeeding the baby all day, here's something they could do. They could make you a snack box. Leave it out, sandwiches, like a school lunch box. Yep. Doesn't sound that appealing. But if you've got the food easily accessible, you're more inclined to eat it. And it's not unusual for a mother to just forget about the basics of looking after herself, and I think that's really important, isn't it, to keep looking after yourself so that you can be producing great breast milk and have enough energy to care for your baby. Absolutely. Yeah. And most women I talk to that have, sort of not making good milk or not making enough milk, as they put it, or the baby's waking all the time, I'll go, well, when did you last eat? Yeah. Oh, okay. And once they start engaging and getting good food into themselves, it doesn't have to be difficult. Cold chicken in the fridge. Yeah.
smoothies.
Yeah,
Great.
absolutely. And again, like your lunchbox.
A lunchbox.
Yeah,
idea.
I think it's a great idea. But I often suggest
You
a
can
protein
use that.
shake.
You can put that in your book if you like.
Yeah,
time.
I will do. But a protein shake, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Dad makes it up, whizzes it up, throws in, and the easy quick one I do, coconut water, pea protein. Pea protein does make it does make the babies fart a little bit more, but it's okay.
Sounds delicious.
Blueberries and spinach, frozen spinach.
Yum.
Yum. In the fridge, and you can just drink on it all day long. You can make up your own, but you know, it's really, you know, try not to, you know, do too much raw stuff if you're having babies with issues like tummy issues. Yeah. So you got to think about what you're eating as well.
Yeah. So good, Dorothy. Thank you for joining us today. It's always a pleasure to have Dorothy Waide in the office. Remember, you can find Dorothy all sorts of places, but babyhelp.co.nz is Dorothy's website, and on OHbaby.co.nz we've got tons of Dorothy's wisdom in our articles, and you can ask her a question.
And also, don't forget the OHbaby's coffee catch-up coming up in, when is it?
Just ask our tech support.
Yeah, when's our?
In October.
Monday, October the 10th.
Monday, October the 10th.
And also,
I don't even know where it is. Where is it?
it's in Howick.
Howick. Okay.
And also, if I'm allowed to plug this, September, South Auckland, I'm doing a seminar out there with a holistic chiropractor.
Awesome.
All on the website and Facebook.
Okay, we'll let you know those details. Thanks for joining us for Friday Live. We will see you again. Enjoy this beautiful spring day.
And
see you
thanks
later.
for having me.
Oh,
Bye.
you're welcome. You're welcome.